Today we're diving into an essential topic: how to get hired in a studio, or anywhere for that matter. If you're looking to break into the industry, we're going to break down the hiring process and give you some game-changing tips to help you stand out.
3, 2, 1.
Let's kick this off by sharing the premise that the hiring process is as much about psychology as it is about anything else. It's about like, trust, belief, character, charisma, the ability to fit in, or at least the perception of all of this. And only then do you have a chance. Your skills are understood already from your resume or from your references. The application and interview process is really an exercise in personality matching. And to that point, if you're interested in more of this discussion, check out my book, It's Not Just Business. But moving on. Here's something crucial to understand. Companies don't hire for fun. An open position is an actual problem. Applications are a burden. Interviews are a burden. Not having someone doing a job is a burden. It's a gap. Hiring someone is tedious and it's expensive, and the company is looking for a solution to their problem. Now that solution can be you. Your number one competition is not the other applicants. It's you, your resume, and how you present yourself. Here's how the hiring process works. A job is posted. That post gets blasted across multiple job boards. Suddenly, a job that was meant for 20 applicants gets 3,000 resumes or more. We have to figure out how to sort through 3,000 resumes or more just to get to one person. That's right. We can get upwards of 3,000 resumes for a single position. This is not just because we're cool, and we kind of are, but because job listings are sold. And now, on top of that, it's just too easy to apply. Click a button and have another application from someone who doesn't even know who we are or even really care get sent to us. Now, with this massive number, we don't have the ability to find the right person. Instead, we start by looking for the fastest way to cut people off that list. Whatever it takes, we need to eliminate applicants, and we need to eliminate 2,990 of them, just so we can find the time to talk to 10. Your job is to avoid all of the things that help us cross you off that list. Let's just start by admitting that very few jobs are just jobs. They're actually part of a bigger ecosystem. Even a seemingly small role like a PA directing traffic can make or break an entire production. And if you have the wrong personality for that role, you can destroy everything. Companies don't just need skilled workers. They need people who understand the role and they're able to learn the mechanism with the right character and style and personality. Every part of who you are matters. So if someone is miserable around you, the business can't function no matter how good you are at the job itself. You matter just as much as in the role you play. We need all the puzzle pieces to fit, and it starts with more than what you've already done. Sure, there are jobs that need you to be perfect on day one. A camera operator, for instance, knowing how to operate a camera would be a classic example. But even then, the operator still needs to get to know the way the studio does things, the way the studio wants their camera set and their camera moves. What you already know is never enough. Now, I like to admit that no one is prepared for the job they take. No one knows everything. The key is to be the right person who is capable of learning and adapting. What you've done in your past is only important to help show what you might be capable of, not what you can do on your first day. Now, I'll take that one step further. There is no such thing as a person completely prepared. Learning is actually part of the job. If you pretend to know everything, it can present as bullheaded and stubborn. It's more than okay to admit your gaps, and it's considered to be the only real truth. A letter or resume which tries to prove readiness and skills on day one misses the point, and so often is misrepresentative of the truth so obviously. Do you know how many people come through the door and tell me that they're proficient at Photoshop, graphic design, video editing, and WordPress, that they know how to use a camera and know how to work with spreadsheets, only to find that they only have a basic knowledge of After Effects, have no knowledge of any intermediate techniques on the software, and really barely even know how a camera operates or what a frame rate is or resolution. that makes the resume a lie. And trust me when I tell you that the truth is often revealed very, very soon, if not during the interview itself. When you put something on the resume, like software you know, it should mean that you're actually proficient at that you're a pro. Having touched something does not make it part of your skill set. Instead, the resume should prove that you can learn, that we see this not just in your job history, but in your schooling, in your references, and of course in your style and how you have a conversation with the person you're talking to. And if you want to be proficient at something, and I'm telling you, there's so many things that you can be proficient at. There's incredible education out there for free. But if you're not proficient, be really careful what you promise. Now, even a bad hire who does the job isn't enough. That's why businesses prefer people they trust, people who fit well with the culture, work well with the team, and won't just up and leave, and won't cause unnecessary conflict. In other words, the ability to learn is more important than having a complete set of skills when you get started. Here's something you might not consider. Hiring is risky for companies. A bad hire costs a lot of money, time, can damage relationships, and even result in a lawsuit. Hiring is kind of like playing Russian roulette. When it goes well, we all live to see another day. But when it doesn't, it goes very, very badly. And that's why the phrase, hire slow, fire fast, is so important. When it goes badly, everything fails. Now, your job in the interview process is to alleviate those fears. Show your interviewer that you're reliable, competent, and ready to contribute. Now, let's conclude our general statements by talking about humanity, the imperfect creatures that we all are. Remember, you're being hired by a person who is just as imperfect as you are, has a personal life, passions and emotions just like you, and maybe some troubles at home. Now, you're selling us, and that makes your statements always subject to bloviation, exaggeration, fibs, and false promises. We're trying to figure out how to ask questions about who you really are, what you really know. But at the core of the process is a gut feeling. Now, I've been a lawyer involved in hundreds of hires and hundreds of fires. This whole process is imperfect. It's often driven by how much you're liked. It may be odd to say that we hire people we like, trust people we like, work with people we like, and like to surround ourselves with people we like. And we're much better at ignoring their faults than we are for people we don't. So as we go into some additional, more specific guidance, understand that being liked is your most important ally. It gives you a pretty massive advantage over the competition. So now we've covered all of the backstory. Let's get into the meat. Seriously, care. If your cover letter starts with, "To whom it may concern," you're out. You didn't even take time to think about this. Even the biggest companies in the world have people's names and contact information, which is very easy to find. And we here are just a couple of us. If you don't know who you're writing to, then the conversation really isn't even worth happening. And while we're talking about care, if your cover letter or resume has a grammar or spelling error, then you've given us a massive reason to stop talking to you. You didn't even care enough to ask a friend or use ChatGPT. We still receive resumes with people's old cell phone numbers on it. I'm telling you, you only have to handle 2 very short, tiny little, use over and over documents as part of your sales pitch. If you can't even get that right, then how can we expect that you'll get anything right once you're working for us? Be clear about what you can do and what you're the right fit for. Do you know how often I'm asked about open positions and I respond, "What do you do?" Only to hear the response, "What do you need?" People tell me that they do everything. They can fit into any part of the production. Now, this gets into the discussion of being overqualified. There's a reason why we're scared to hire people all the time who might be overqualified. And that just doesn't mean that they're at a higher level than the position we're employing, which could be the case. But what it really means is that they might be taking a job because they need a job while they're still out there looking for other jobs or things that they actually want to do and maybe qualified to do or make more money at. And it's really not worth the investment for us to take someone on and suffer all the growing pains only to have them leave at their very first opportunity. When we want to bring you in for a job, it's because we think you want to do that job. When we offer you money, we want you to accept that if you think it's fair. If we sense that you don't really want that job, or you'll just take any job, or that you're only doing it as a bridge for financial purposes, then you're not a good fit. You're not worth our investment. Pay attention to this as you tailor your resume. Your resume should be 1 page of relevant experience. No one wants to read 6 pages of your career history. We get thousands of applicants. We're looking for one. Make it easy on us. Now, I know Academy Award winners that just say award-winning director, or Academy Award-winning director, or actor, or makeup artist. If you really want to go nuts, say winner of 4 Academy Awards. But that's really all you need to say. Maybe spell them out. That's it. Maybe spell them out. That, along with the Nobel Peace Prize or the other Nobel Prizes, are really the biggest awards in the world. And that's all you need to say about those. Anything less than an Academy Award should not take up all that much space. So what do I need? I need to know that you're interested, capable of meeting basic job requirements, able to learn and develop, be a good person to work with, and maybe that I like you. What don't I need? I don't need to be told how your food service job involves advanced product placement promotion and nutritional consulting and point of sale system management. I don't really want to know about your hobbies all that much, beyond learning that you're an interesting person. I don't really want to know that you know how to write an email or use Microsoft Word, because everyone knows how to use that stuff. So let me just say something you may never have considered. Your resume is not about you. It's about us. It's about how your experience and background can help us. It's the beginning of your sales pitch for how you can help us with the least amount of distraction. And this is one of the reasons why resumes should be customized and should be very much a part of the way in which you frame who you are, what you do, and what you can offer. After an interview, send a same-day thank you email. It keeps you top of mind and builds a professional connection. And we're busy. We have a business to run. Number one, it helps us know your contact information to get it on the top of the pile. And I know it's weird to say, but it's not on us to thank you. We have 3,000 resumes. You got through the door. That's a big deal. Now it's partly on you to do something with that opportunity. A well-timed follow-up can make the difference between getting hired and getting forgotten. And let me expand on that a little bit. When you follow up, you're recognizing that the job is busy. It's not our sole job to hire you. You're part of it. And sometimes work gets busy and we get sidetracked. So your follow-up helps keep us on track, makes sure that we don't forget you, that we don't start the process over when we finally get around to it. If you know someone connected to the company, reach out. Referrals reduce risk for employers. It makes you, quite simply, a safer bet. This isn't just how you get ahead. It's not just nepotism. We want to minimize our risk in the people we have in common, the jobs you've had, the references you can provide, the people we trust to give us advice, really help when it comes to your credibility and reducing our risk. It's not actually about preferential treatment. It's about telling us that you're a person who's respected in the community, that you don't burn bridges, that you have family and friends and past employers who care about you. It really is about us understanding who you are. Let me conclude. Applying for a job is a business deal. It's not a favor. Companies want to hire people they like and trust and they know will fit in. Your job is to prove that you're the right person. And your number one job is to not give people reasons to terminate that conversation. Thanks for watching. This is the studio life here on the campus of MBS Media Campus in our studio, Manhattan Beach Studios. If you found this helpful, like, subscribe, hit the bell. Remember, we like you more when you do that. And that's it. See you next time.